Now, it's the second day of the Mining Indaba, where President Cyril Ramaphosa earlier outlined government efforts to make South Africa a more desirable investment destination. While he recognized the challenges, he was upbeat about Africa's prospects for future mining, particularly those minerals and metals that will result in a lower carbon footprint. My colleague Nompumelelo Siziba spoke to Absa's head of resources and energy about this new frontier for mining.
Shirley, thanks very much for joining us. Just tell us what kind of minerals or metals are going to be the new frontier for mining and why?
Yeah, thanks, Mpo. From our side, we've definitely seen that energy, minerals and metals, that's linked more to the climate change and the impact, etc., like lithium, graphite, rare earths, cobalt. We see those definitely coming up a bit more. However, we must never forget about platinum and copper as well. And luckily, Africa is endowed in all of those. So we definitely see there will be a focus on many of the commodities that's sitting on our continent.
That's what I was going to ask you, how Africa would fare in this regard. So given what you say, what are you seeing in terms of the appetite to invest in these new frontier minerals and metals? And in terms of the financing, is financing there to be able to exploit these?
So thanks, yes. We believe at Absa that there's definitely, financing capabilities as well as enough instruments to actually assist the companies in Africa, to develop the newer projects coming up. However, what we definitely need from the African countries and governments is to make sure that it's a stable political environment, like regulations are very clear, for investors coming in. And I'm talking about, equity investors as well as financial institutions. I believe if it's stable enough in the African countries and, if the commodity makes sense, there will definitely be funding available for that. Off-takers are going to be very important, for these minerals, and that can just help structuring the facilities for the newer energy, minerals and metals.
In the meantime, of course, we all, regardless of what sectors we're in, we all have to operate within the current economic macro framework. And we know that there's this Russia-Ukraine war going on. How does that impact the commodities sector? Is it a positive thing in a kind of negative type of way, or is it actually an all-around negative thing?
I think for the world it's negative in what we've seen, with Russia and Ukraine. However, for Africa, it's actually going to be quite a positive point in time because of the commodity prices that's just rising. So with the commodity prices rising and with demand for those products actually shifting a bit more to Africa as well, it will be positive for the miners in Africa. However, it all must be seen in the context of, long term, how is it going to work out? And do our new mining clients understand, the impact and what risks mitigants we have to put in place to ensure that it remains viable, even if commodity prices change?